It's me again. Aren't you lucky? So you're in for a treat tonight. I've picked a book that I just adore. It's old, but sometimes the old ones are the best. So I've picked The Buried Moon by Amanda Walsh. Even the front cover just kind of sets the scene for this book, doesn't it? So the book is based in, I imagine, medieval times. Yeah, they've got lanterns, not using their iPhone as a torch, so I'm assuming it's the old school days. So it's a village that live smack bang in a swamp, and the only time that the villagers and the travellers can actually get through the swamp safely is when the moon is out. The moon lights the world, and all the monsters and creatures and horrors in the swamp hide in their little things, holes, or wherever you hide as a horror, and they can travel safely. If the moon isn't out, then the monsters will lure people to their certain death, and it does even use the word death, so that kind of indicates that this story is not a happy story. It's not a feel-good, you know, rom-com. It's not one of those. So the moon decides that she hears about all this mayhem occurring on Earth, and she comes down wrapped in a cloak. She takes the form of a woman, and she comes down to the Earth and basically decides, I'm going to see what's going on. And she slips, because rookie error, slips, and as she reaches for a snag, all the little tendrils from this branch wrap around her arms, and she's trapped there, and she's like freaking out, going, oh, I've made the worst decision ever. And all the horrors and the bog bottles and all the monsters come out of their holes and start attacking her, and they're scratching at her, hissing at her, because, dude, nobody likes a killjoy, and like, all they want to do is drown some innocent travellers, and do they get to do it? Because the moon's up there looking all shiny and stuff. So when they find her on Earth, they're like, yeah, we're going to kill her. She's done. Because that's what you do when people come round. You try to kill them. So the moon's struggling, and her cloak falls back, and the whole bog is lit up again, and she still can't move because she's trapped in a tree, but all the little creepy creatures go hiding away again. Then she hears a traveller who was lost in the bog, and he's seen the light from the moon's beautiful silvery hair, and he's gone running towards it, and she knows that if he comes over, he's gonna die, because, you know, the swamp's not a safe place to be running around. So she manages to duck her head forward, cloak comes up, traveller's managed to find his way out somehow, it doesn't really go into details, and the creatures of the bog come back out and decide that the best thing to do is to bury her. So they drag her down into the mud and chuck a big rock on top of her, which, you know, in fairness, for a group of monsters that are really evil, they work well together as a team, you know? So the villagers wait and wait and wait. Moon never comes. So they're starting to freak out a little. They're like, how are we meant to get around if the moon's forsaken us? Like, what's happened? And a traveller who happened to be the one that was in the bog when the moon chucked her hair out, says, oh yeah, this weird thing happened to me. There was a bright light, and when I went towards it, there was nothing there. So the little old wise woman of the village does a little creepy spell and says, I think I know where she is. You know, the moon's somewhere in the bog. Take some witch hazel, because that shit'll save you, and look for a coffin, and you'll find her. So they, brave villagers, with their witch hazel, because I don't understand how a stick's going to save you, but whatever. So they go through the bog. Why didn't they just use witch hazel in the first place? Instead of like the whole, oh, we can only go out when the moon's out. Oh, but now witch hazel seems to work, you know? Come on, guys, you need to talk more. They go, they find the rock that looks like a coffin, and with a lot of effort, they move the rock. Moon's like, whoop whoop, and she's out. She's up in the sky, lighting it up. And that's pretty much the story. It's quite dark. It's a dark old book, you know, and you probably don't want to... Don't read it to sensitive, small children. Sensitive ones, don't read them the book. But I read it to Shrew because I think, man up Buttercup. You know, we need to toughen our kids a little bit. There's a lot of little kids out there that aren't so tough, and they need to be toughened up. Because, you know, if they cry reading a beautiful book with these most amazing illustrations. Look at these. Oh, Amanda Walsh. So, this book, I have absolutely no idea how much it is. No idea how much it is. No idea where you can get it from. I didn't do a very good review. But you know what? I'm not doing all the legwork for you. I already read the book and I've already told you about it. And it's a book that you probably wouldn't find otherwise. So, you're welcome. Make sure you get it. Bedtime. Oh, it's quite long. Oh, it's a long old book. There's a lot of words. Which, you know, it's not always a bad thing. But I would say if you want to get out and watch some TV, it's probably one to avoid. Unless, you know, you do, you know, you're not even going to be able to skip pages. My partner does that. He skips pages thinking that she won't notice, but she always does. She's like, Daddy, you switched it too silly. And he's like, no, you noticed. But really, he's just trying to speed the book up. So anyway, Buried Moon, Amanda Walsh, get it. I give it an 8 out of 10 purely because I think some kids might find it a little bit creepy. So, I love creepy though. I will see you all around. Big kiss!